Good morning, everyone. Hi, it's Carrie. How are you doing today on this Wednesday? Get my yummy iced coffee going this morning. Very, very thirsty today. As you can see, I have had a bit of a trim just to get my hair off my neck. I was feeling very uncomfortable with my hair because it was just always around my neck and I was getting really hot and irritable, and so we cut about ½ an inch off and just trimmed it up a little bit, and I feel better. It's off my neck. It's been so incredibly hot here in Houston that I just and it happens every time this year because I just can't. I get through the summer and I think I'm gonna let it grow out, and then I get to August and it's just miserable and never fails. I end up trimming it. But anyways, good morning. How are you? Okay, I have done my primer. I've done my moisturizer, my primer, and my under eye corrector. And now I'm just gonna come in and put just a little bit, oh, grabbed the wrong one. I don't want the new one. Just a little bit of my stick on, and we're just gonna put it right here where I have scarring. Scarring from a sunburn and scarring from a burn. Curling iron burn. So let's get that all blended in here. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. That all looks really nice. As you can see, I am wearing navy and sort of a orangey reddy color. Sometimes I look at it and it looks red, and then sometimes I look at it and it looks orange. So either way, it's in the orange and red department. And so today we're going to use this pencil. It's a burgundy color pencil. We're going to use it for lips and we're going to use it for eyes. Yeah, we're going to use it for eyes. We're going to line the eyes. We're going to do a really soft neutral. I'm going to pick up a neutral here, and we're going to line the eyes to pick up the reddish orangey color in my shirt. And we may end up, no, I think I want to use the other one. I think the other one's a bit better coloring for me. So anyways, okay, let's jump in now and let's do our setting powder. How many of you use your setting powder before you put on your blush? I'm curious. Do you put your blush on after you use your setting powder or before? There are a lot of people in both camps, before and after, and I'm just curious amongst those are at our group here, how do we compare to others? I have always put it on after because that's the way I was taught by the makeup artist when I was modeling. That is how you did it. You always put it on after okay. Man, I'm hot in here today. My husband's gonna have to turn the air down because I am really hot. Okay, let's get a drink and just cool off here for a sec. That looks really good. Okay, so let's now jump in and let's pick up this just really soft, oops, don't knock that over, Carrie. That would have been a mess. Let's jump in and do this really soft, this neutral right here. I'm gonna use this one. And if it goes on too dark, I may have to lighten it up. But I don't think it is. I think it's gonna be good. Just looking for a neutral base so the color that I'm using for accent, the reddish color, really pops. We want it to be the star of the show. Just putting that on, taking it up through transition. It is a very neutral color, and that's what I'm looking for. I really want it to just sort of blend into the background. Then I'm picking up that lightest color and I'm just doing up under the brow a little bit. And I do need to fix one brow. Obviously, I hit him when I was putting on my powder. Okay, so we're going to take the pencil and we're going to line. Now we're going to use a brush here in a second to blend this out. I'm just getting it on. And I'm going really light-handed. Leave that out, and then let's get a stiffer, I want to get sort of a stiff, small brush, and let's just blend this. There we go. Want this to be the star here. Yep, beautiful. Now, if you want to create a little more definition in the eye itself, I would go back into the palette and I would go to one of the darker or two of the darker sort of taupey colors and combine them, and then just come right here in this outer triangle right here. And literally create a triangle here on the corner to get a little bit of definition out to the side. Extend your eye out further, make it look a little wider. Yep. Not using a lot, just enough to where you can see ever so slightly that crease. Yeah, that looks really nice. Okay. Now, lips. Let's jump in and let's do lips. I'm not going to use a lot. First of all, we've got to clean the lips up. As you can see, I hardly put any on, just enough to get them on the lip, get it on my lips, and then I'm going to come in with my gloss. you get this really beautiful sort of natural lip color, but a little darker than the natural lip color, if you know what I mean. That's really pretty. I put hardly any on the lipstick. I hardly put any of it on. I just wanted enough to get it on the lip and then blend it out with the gloss. Okay, let's come in now. Let's put our water brat. Now you could technically, if you wanted to, I'm not going to, but you technically could, if you wanted to add a little bit of oomph to that color around the eye, you could actually jump back in with that really stiff brush, dip it in here, and then just go over the outline of the eye, and then it would soften it a little bit if you wanted it a little bit softer, a little bit softer. I don't. I kind of like it the way it is. Just gonna blend this out a little bit more. Just really want that darker color soft. And then I'm gonna pick up our finishing powder with our little triangular brush. And we're gonna come in under here today and we're gonna use this triangular powder puff. And we're gonna really make sure underneath the eye area is bright, has no fallout down through the nose. And before we go to mascara, we're going to come in with our kabuki brush and our finishing powder and just really make sure our blush is blended in well. Looks good. Okay, that's done, that's done, that's done. Put all this away before I knock it over like I just almost did a second ago. Okay, time to curl. And we are starting with black. This is my new Milani. Let me read this to you. I think it's the same one that I've used before, but it could be a little bit different. It is anti-gravity, highly rated anti-gravity mascara, Milani in Blackest Black. And we're going to come in and really try to be careful not to get black on the beautiful color we have outlining the eye. Starting down at the bottom, obviously, to try to get as much as I can from the bottom up, so I lock that curl in. And I need my glasses on because I just cannot see over on this side. And have to come back in with my pencil again because I have gotten black on it, which is what I was afraid I was going to do because I wasn't using my glasses. But we're going to let it all dry first before I start messing with it and make a bigger mess than I've already got. So let's just jump in and do under the eye here. Use the really end of the tip here to just grab those little lashes and get enough on them that you can see. But not a whole lot. I just like to know that I have lashes down there. I don't like them to be really dramatic on the bottom. Oh, if only both eyes look like this one. This one is just, I have a beautiful set of lashes over here. And then I get to this one and I'm like, oh, it's just a mess. Gonna let that just sit for a second because it's a mess. Okay, how do we do? Very nice. So we're using a lip pencil for a liner, which looks really nice. That's really pretty. I'm liking that a lot. And I love the color on the lip. It's almost like a sort of a darker version than my natural lip color, but it looks great with the color up on the eyes. So there we go today. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Multitasking, using products for multi-things, multiple different functions, I think is so important to help us control our costs when we're talking about our makeup. So many blessings to you on this Wednesday. Hope you have a spectacular day. Get out there and hit a grand slam, whatever it is that you are working on or the industry that you are in. Be prepared. You never know when that person's gonna come along and make that all-important 10-second impression. So be ready for it. Don't waste it. It may never come back again. And don't let your age stop you. Anything is possible. Whether you're 20 or 90 or somewhere in between or even older, don't let your age stop you from dreaming big and shooting for the stars and the moon. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Hard work, faith, love, and dedication, and you can get there. Promise you. You just got to commit to yourself, and then don't let anybody or anything stop you from chasing those and achieving your goals and your dreams. You're your most important supporter. You are. Believe in you, and all things are possible. Be safe. Have a great Wednesday, middle of the week. See you tomorrow. Like, share, and subscribe if you would, please. And send me those comments. I love to hear from you. God bless.